Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Y'all, this Booker T, six-time world champ. Got my man Brad Gilmore, but got special guest with us here today, Kenny the Jet Smith. He just referred to me as legend, but like I said there again, I want to refer to you as legend, man, because you brought something to the city that we needed so bad, and that was the championship, man. How you doing, bro?
Listen, Booker T is the legend. I'm happy. Not a legend. You six-time. For us, it was an unbelievable run. You know, obviously led by Akeem, and everybody just understood the focus to lock in for 2 years.
Yeah.
Injuries obviously didn't happen as well, but to be able to lock in, Booker, man, that's a difficult time. 82 games. The first year we won, we played 117 games. We broke the NBA amount of games played in a year. And so it was a long season, but it was worth it.
Hey, man, everybody always give props, to guys like Michael Jordan, guys like LeBron James. But like I say, I came up here in the city of Houston, and, I consider the greatest of all time. Like I say, the guy you played with, Hakeem Olajuwon, man, that brother was mean, man. He did it on both ends of the court all the time. How cool was it, man, actually getting a chance to play with Hakeem Olajuwon?
I never played with anybody who didn't need any type of help. There's even a quarterback would be like, oh, make sure you block the right side. Hakeem was like, don't worry about the right side. I'm good. Or we got to come double team and help. Nah, I'm good. One-on-one, we'll space the floor. No, you can be tight. I can still score. He never needed assistance. There's only few players in the world that I've ever heard of that kind of was able to do that. He was what Michael Jordan was to me as a center, in the center position. But he didn't have, the sneaker deal like that and charisma. Like Michael, growing up in North Carolina, had a little bit more background. He's not on social media now. He kind of disappears, but top 5 all time without question.
Oh, I feel that same way, man. I know I want to get to the Jet Academy, but I got to ask a couple more questions, man. As far as this team, the Rockets, man. What do you think about the Rockets today?
If they have an opportunity to win it, this is it. They have the best player to run D'Antoni's system in Russell Westbrook in the NBA, and the other guy who the best scorer in his system in James Harden. So this is it. This is what you wanted. And then I think the break actually might give them an opportunity to play better, because continuity-wise, teams are still going to be finding themselves. Well, offensively, the Rockets know what they're going to do. It's like, we open the floor, we let our guys go one-on-one. You can't stop us. We're good. When you throw it inside, we're going to double you. We're going to make you play fast. They already have their continuity where some of the teams going to have to revamp and redo things over. So it's going to be interesting for the Rockets.
I talk about guys like Akeem who, like you say, it was team-based. It was team-oriented. I say guys like Akeem, of course, he's a guy that's going to make it to the Hall of Fame, but he's going to bring a whole lot of guys with him at the same time. Talk to me about your real feelings, man, about James Harden and that same team aspect. Do you think he's that guy? Do we have that same quality?
I think he's probably the most gifted offensive player in the league right now. I think what Akeem was able to do, he dominated both ends. But his offense is so great that he can bring you along. I think having Russell probably was the best thing, because now his ability to share the ball and not feel like it. Sometimes when you're great like James is, sometimes you feel like, man, we're down 7. Let me just go get 3 baskets. And you take yourself out the game and you take some bad shots or whatever, and then your team might lose and they go, oh, look what James did. But now when he has somebody to really play off of, I think he has a little bit more trust in everyone. So I think bringing Russell was great, because it built a trust with inside the team.
Man, I feel you. I feel you on that. I can look at it from a different perspective because Brad and I, we always going back and forth, as far as James Harden go. At one point in time, I was hating on his beard, and now I'm growing one.
That's how it goes.
No, so people change. People change. But
I got to ask real quick.
Go ahead.
Kenny, I want to ask something. I'm a lifelong Houston Rockets fan. It's the only team I've ever rooted for my entire life. When this Last Dance documentary came out and everyone was talking about the greatness of Michael Jordan and people saying, oh, well, the Rockets wouldn't have gotten there too if Michael didn't step away. Michael did come back for that second season. They got beat by the Magic. Do you retrospectively wish they would have beat the Magic in the playoffs so y'all could have beat the Bulls and ended this whole discussion?
They would have been saying the same things if we beat him in the finals. Oh, he only came back. But nobody was complaining when he had 55 in Madison Square Garden and he was averaging 30 for the playoffs. They were saying to me, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. He just, those 2 years that we won it, I don't think he would have had the best team. And we've seen him lose with the best team, not having the best team. There's a couple of factors, guys, like when they won their first three, we went 6-1 against them in the regular season. Like there's no team in the NBA could say that. And then the second part, so we dominated them, basically. And through their 3-year championship run, we dominated them in the regular season. All right, you said that's the regular season, doesn't count. But those 2 years, Horace Grant was in Orlando and Dennis Rodman was in San Antonio. They were too small. That's why they lost to Orlando. It wasn't the fact that Michael wasn't able to do what he done. They were too small. So then Shaq dominated. We came and we swept them. So, wouldn't have had that problem. And I think Michael's the best player, but he just wouldn't have had the best team because they would have been too small. Now, when he got Rodman, or if they would have still had Grant, I'm not going to lie. It's up in the air. But without those two guys, we would have beat them without question.
That's what I want to hear. That's why you're a legend, Kenny.
Hey, man, legend, man. Hey, man, two-time NBA champion. But the one championship and the one title I want to talk to you about is the McDonald's All-American. That right there, man, that's huge because that means that, man, you are one of the best in the country. All around, people know who you are at such a young age. Talk to me about that, man, and how focused you had to be to actually make it to that level of being, a McDonald's All-American.
I had to be in a bubble. You know what I mean? I had to be laser focused in a bubble, not paying attention to everything going on in the outside. To be one of the best 12 basketball players. Actually, they voted us. I think I was top 5 basketball player in high school. And then, I just got a ball. Booker is over here. I feel like running and getting it. I'm gonna hold on.
Get it. Get over there. We got to.
We got to see that, man.
Yeah.
We definitely got to see that.
What this is, it's the 35th anniversary of the McDonald's. And they voted me all time one of the best 35 high school players of all time.
Hey, man. How proud of you, man? How proud of you?
That's a big accomplishment at an early age, So, in our era, I probably would have left school early. I wouldn't have stayed 4 years in this era. So, you play 4 years of high school, 4 years of college was normal. So that's 8 years of your basketball life that you kind of give into amateur sports. Where typically you wouldn't give that many hours to years to amateur sports now.
Yeah, man. I talk about that, man, because now you're a mentor. You're a sensei. You know what I mean? You're the coach. Chet Academy, virtual bi-weekly online basketball camp. First of its kind, going to be starting July the 20th. For me, I got a wrestling school here in Houston called Reality of Wrestling. I've had my school now for 15 years, and I tell you, man, it's all the accomplishments I've had, man. I get so much out of just having hands-on with those kids. I was the only trainer for like 8 years in my school, and I trained my students to be trainers. So it's like got that trickle-down effect. Everybody have that same philosophy, that same psychology. Talk to me about the academy and what made you want to do this.
Well, sitting there in COVID and social distancing, my basketball camp got canceled. Every camp around the country was getting canceled. My kids couldn't go to camp. I was like, well, why should COVID stop your development if you want to make your high school team, your junior high school team, your AAU team? So I just created the first online basketball academy. But I said, we'll be a personal trainer, but I can't do it myself. Okay, so I bought Kemba Walker, NBA All-Star, Trae Young, NBA All-Star, Victor Oladipo, NBA WNBA MVP, Breanna Stewart, and Brittany Griner. I'm like, that's our first wave going out. And for 2 hours, you can go on any device, as long as you have cell service or Wi-Fi. And for 2 hours, and what differentiates us, we're live. Look, like, it ain't a tape. Like, it's live. You can ask questions. You can upload videos in that moment. Because our kids, they don't consume information that's not live. So we're doing it live. And again, it's jetacademycamp.com, jetacademycamp.com.
Hey man, like you said, it's going to be bi-weekly. Is that going to be, how many days bi-weekly?
So every week in the summertime is 5 days. So you do an hour and a half to 2 hours a day for 5 days. You get a week off, and you do the same thing. And you have different players doing the different workouts. And so, this is just, a peek behind, like, not just doing a drill, but like why you do it, when you do it. Oh, what are you looking for? What do you see? Like, those are the things that, is important, I think, to our youth to kind of be in that environment to understand, to get better.
Yeah.
I think that I wanted to ask.
Go ahead, Brett.
Especially when you're instructing. For me, I remember certain things that teachers told me when a light bulb moment went off. When I said, "Oh, that makes so much sense now." Was there something that a coach of yours throughout your entire basketball career said to you when you were like, "Oh, I had that eureka moment," that you now try to bestow to people in the Jet Academy?
When you see an NBA player, Trae Young or Kemba, work, you say, "Man, I didn't know you worked that hard." So for me, my light bulb moment was my high school coach. She said, "Hey, man, what do you want to do with your life?" This is going into my senior year. And I said, "Oh, I want to play college basketball and I want to be in the NBA." He said, "Oh, I didn't know that because you don't work hard enough to do that. I didn't think that was your goal. I was going to tell you about some really good schools that have some other interests that you had because I didn't think that you worked hard enough." And I said, "Whoa." And so he found guys who worked hard. When it's like the old saying, like, "Oh, I'm running fast," until you stand next to this guy. You go, "Oh no, he's running fast." So I got to see what hard work was. And that was the eureka moment. I said, I got to just put in that hours this way. It wasn't I wasn't putting them in. I wasn't putting them in that way.
Yeah. Hey man, I know you've been, busy all day running around doing interviews, but I got a saying. I got a couple of them. One of them is, you're going to come through obstacles in life, and you got to figure out a way, over, around, under. Sometimes you got to go straight through that obstacle. I tell my students also, and Brad, he's one of them. I say, when you're 99%, you keep your mouth shut. But when you 100%, you speak up 100% of the time. Even though you may get fired, you're gonna feel better about yourself because you knew you was speaking up for something that you really felt. What is that one thing that you would tell, young people, man? Because young people right now, they're gonna be listening to this, man. They're gonna be watching this, and they respect someone like you. They respect someone like me. What would you tell young people right now in the state that we're in right now?
Talk to the parents first, Booker. Like, because being a parent, if you said go through obstacles, it kind of reminds me of the saying I always say, and as a parent, you're either pushing, you're either pulling, or you're catching. You just got to know which one you're about to do. And that is important in this time. How far to push your kids, how far to pull your kids, how far to push them and catch them. So I think for parents, that's important. And then for kids, this time is, like you said, I love the 99. I'm going to steal that one. I give you 99, I'm not saying nothing. I'm opening my mouth because really that 1% is the champion. That's the Booker T, the champion. It's the 1%. Everybody can get the 95, 90. A lot of people get A+, A-, A's. A lot of people can't get A+. So that's the 1%. So that's what I just took from you. you know, and you said it a better way than I can ever say it. So 99 problems.
Hey, man, if you're 99%, keep your mouth shut. If you're 100%, you speak up 100% of the time, man. That's yours right there. Brad, you got any important words?
Yeah, no, I wanted to talk. Obviously, you have so much knowledge about the game. And I know there was rumors a couple years ago that you were looking at maybe into coaching, interviewing a couple things, but you've been on with Shaq and Kenny. I mean, you are Kenny with Shaq and Chuck and EJ for so long. What is it like, that dynamic of the show? Because me as a longtime NBA fan, I love watching that. We've had Shaq on. Shaq's a lot of fun. He just actually dropped a record with 0 here in the city, so we all love Shaq in H-Town right now. But what is it like working with all those guys, and would you ever want to step away to do any kind of coaching?
Well, I think for me, it's kind of running a basketball team. I think I have the, all of the information that I've acquired over the last 20 years at TNT with runners, agents, players, general managers, coaches, owners. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm just sitting on a bunch of information and it's not doing anything. So I think that's where that comes from. And I think, and eventually it's inevitable that it happens. I think that, this amount of information, someone's going to see it, and you're going to be in the right situation, and they're going to say, I need that. And you're going to say, you know what, I need that in my life as well. So for me, it's about running a basketball team. There's a lot of great people that I know. I'm like 1 degree of separation from a lot of people. So if you're like, who's the best coach? I'm like, oh, I know that because I know him. I know the inner workings. Because coaches and players and GMs, and owners tell me things in confidential that they don't tell everyone else because they want my opinion, and I keep it there. So now I could just use that information to, spearhead and bring, an organization to possibly win an NBA championship.
Hey, man. On a parting note, man, the Jet Academy virtual bi-weekly online basketball camp, first of its kind, starting on July the 20th. All you young people that want to get that knowledge, and that's I can tell you, knowledge is key. Sign up, do it now. What's the website people can go to?
JetAcademyCamp.com. Parents, we got just kids for like an hour and a half. They'll be in front of the computer, but they'll be working, and they'll have a body that's looking like Booker T when he's old.
He's looking pretty jacked, isn't he?
Hey, bro. Hey, man, I want to thank you for your time and much respect, and keep planting those seeds, man, as long as you can, man. Your health is most important. And trust me, all of those seeds you're planting, those are blessings, man. They're going to come back to you. You're going to be head coach of one of these NBA teams sometime real soon in the future. I see that, man. I really do. Again, bro, much love. I thank you.
Okay, man, love you, bro. All right.
All right. Holla, man.
Take care, Jeff.